Okay, thank you.
Do your job.
Okay, thank you. Let me give an example of the default that has actually shifted. Does anyone remember flying in the 60s and 70s? What's the one thing about flying we all remember in that era? Smoke. Right? The default setting was no one's allowed to breathe for the 20-hour flight. It was a simple thing, right? And Australia actually led the world in that. 1990s, they put $200 million in anti-smoking legislation, which is a lot of money. In 2006, they looked at savings, it was $8 billion. So this is kind of shifting the default from, again, you said 6, 7 areas that it's used. If you shift it, it becomes very powerful. Last point, the next thing. Go ahead, please.
The default position really is we don't look at ourselves.
Yes.
We look at someone else to solve the issue. One, to identify it, what the real issue is, and then solve it for us rather than take it on ourselves.
Yes.
I think that's at the heart of it all, Sohail.
Okay, thank you. So there's 2 positions there. 1, how do I change myself? 2, how do I change the system so the default setting makes better for the good of all, right? I think both are true. And the second thing is not just the use future, but part of this work is how is the world changing, right? It's not just being stuck in the present. The world is shifting dramatically. So this is a project for this company. They were saying very clearly, is our product still useful 10, 15 years? My report to them was no. That in fact, you should start to look at well-being and health. So they're going through a process, let's get rid of this drink and do something else. Become a wellness company. So this is saying, if my eyes see something else going 30, 40 years, what do I do today? Now, when we did that report, of course, the chief scientist was skeptical. Then we looked at the data in the last year, what's changing in supermarkets. The biggest growth is organic foods, full food labeling. Everyone wants full food information, not just take this product. People want, as you're suggesting, power over what is the product. So this is quite a dramatic shift. Now the third shift is really, as you think through this, there's unknowns, right? So the cola company, what if we're wrong? What if we get out of cola and create well-being drinks, things that make people healthy, and actually we go bankrupt, right? This is not a certain world. What if I'm unable to change myself or unable to get others to listen to me? How about that footpath? What if I can't have hospitals that have sensors that are old people friendly? And what if that's the wrong answer, even the wrong question? So this is where scenarios come in. So scenarios are stories about the future that help us think differently. They do contingency planning. They help us come up with new solutions. They help us consistently deal with uncertainty. So it's not what will the future look like, it's what may the future look like. So we were working with libraries, and their issue was funding's dropping. They don't have your incredible library here. Funding is going to disappear in 6, 7 years for most libraries in this country. Given that, what do they do? So we said, well, we don't know the future of libraries. Scenario 1 they came up with was libraries become amazing new places with Oculus Rift virtual reality. So you walk in a library, Shakespeare greets you, or someone you respect greets you. You create that avatar, that hologram, which helps you navigate information. So that was expensive. It's dropping in price quite dramatically. So basically, the librarian becomes a hologram who helps you navigate. Scenario 2 was the libraries go from basically just cataloging knowledge to creating knowledge with you, from passive to active. They co-publish with you. So this is scenario 2. Scenario 3 was very interesting, and I think some of you frustrated community members would say the libraries become the heart of the community. So in effect, you're not measuring books loaned, you're measuring number of people who enter the library. So how do you do that then? That becomes a strategy question, right? You think through, okay, how is the future changing? How do I bring people in? So of course, elderly health courses, workshops on financial management. Then you have to start to think through 3D printing. How do I get kids in the library? So we had Brisbane Library starting to already experiment in 3D printing. So there, for example, your daughter walks in the library, designs the dinosaur. That's my favorite example. Then she presses print. She prints the dinosaur. Then if the AI is there, then she adds artificial intelligence to the dinosaur. So she leaves with a kind of a walking green robot dinosaur, which is different from just studying about dinosaurs, right? How cool is that for our library? Does that kind of make sense to people? So this is rethinking as just collection of knowledge to co-creation. The fourth scenario is, of course, you do nothing. So if you're doing nothing, the median age of librarians keeps on going up, funding drops, and you get stuck. So the whole notion is, I'm not thinking of one future, but many futures. So when we work with libraries, we try to get them to think of alternatives. So let me ask you that now with Geelong. So we're thinking here today, yes, there's problems today that you could solve in 2 minutes, but we're thinking 15, 20 years. As you think of Geelong 2035, write down 2 possible futures, not 4. I've given you 4 libraries, right? Library 1, amazing new virtual technologies. Librarian is a hologram. Future 2, we co-publish. Future 3, we create basically, it's a places for well-being. It's a heart of the community where people want to be. So I've given you 3, 4 options for libraries. Give me 2 scenarios for Geelong. So just write them down with your colleague, and we'll ask a few people for their list. By scenario, in 2035, Geelong looks like this. 2 possible different futures. Okay, let's come back. Can I get some people from the back? I don't want to be biased just for people sitting here. It's fair to get everyone involved. Anyone from the back there, 2 different scenarios for Geelong. Now I picked on you, now you're nervous. Okay, give it the bad one first. If there's someone with a mic, just hold, there's a mic running at you. Okay, so first the not so happy one.
And I guess it's the do-nothing scenario.
Yes.
It's a dormitory suburb for Melbourne.
Oh, beautifully said. What a powerful metaphor,
Yeah.
too. Okay,
And
a dormitory suburb for Melbourne. Okay,
And-
scenario 2?
Well, given that Geelong's almost the perfect size city,
Yes.
in my view,
Yeah.
I think we could replace the likes of Ford
Yes.
with scalable, cooperative-based energy replacing technologies, things like heat pump hot water services,
Yes.
and building solar batteries.
Fantastic. So the history is there. Let's make household production in Geelong and create this new type of city, and it's the right size. Brilliant. 2 great stories. Person there, yes, with their hand. Yeah, that's you there, and then there. Yes, yes, and then there. 2, 3. Go ahead. There's a mic is coming at you. Very well said. Thank you. Yep, that's a mic. Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Just further to what you were saying, I think a decentralised zoning system
Okay.
where you can harness individuals.
Okay, so
to-
2035,
Yeah.
Geelong has a decentralized zoning system.
Yep. So you don't have ghettos of industry and ghettos of,
Fantastic.
that ghettoisation that was happening in Geelong.
So kind of integrated, holistic new city. Beautiful new scenario. And there was someone in the middle there. Yep. If you just round down 3 steps left. If you want to yell out, it's okay. I think you have a nice voice, I can tell. Go ahead. Go for it.
The first chapter sort of summed up what I was thinking
Yeah.
too. We've got a great university here,
Yes.
and we could develop into a university city the way you have in the UK and Europe,
Yes.
the US.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he talks about technology.
Yes.
We're ideally situated to be a tech hub.
Yes.
We've got Melbourne just up the road.
Yeah.
We've got a port here for exporting them.
Fantastic. Okay. So Geelong by 2035 is a tech hub, right size, right people, right technology, tolerant, talent, and university. Brilliant. 3 great scenarios. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that'd be the next question. A lot of scenarios. This is good stuff. Go ahead. Who was the 4th? Now, please, go ahead.
I can only come up with 1.
That's pretty good. You still get free, no, you don't. You probably don't get a free lunch, but you're allowed 1.
The problem with that is
Yes.
that 1 is,
Yeah.
and I use this
Yeah.
audience as an example,
Yeah.
I don't think in Geelong
Yeah.
too many people are interested in the future.
Okay, so in your imagine future by 2035, everyone's a zombie. I just want to get you clear, not a critique of the present.
Too much change in
Okay, so 2035, disinterested population. Is that your scenario?
disinterested now, and I think that then
Okay.
they will be.
So that was our friends, the new do nothing scenario has come out, and there's another one, decentralized, using high tech, productive renewables. Two futures there, fantastic. Who was next? Please, right there.
Okay, my two was Silicon Bay.
Okay.
So that tech around
Yes.
university
Yes.
type thing. And the second one has been a resort city.
Okay.
Health, happiness.
Yes.
You know, lots of parks walking around, bikes. And
Okay.
people come to get healthy.
Beautiful.
Healthy, shop healthy.
Yeah, there's no pollution here. I've been walking around. It's amazing.
Health aspect of it. So it's a beautiful city.
Okay.
And, yeah, it's
So now we have three cogent scenarios very quickly. The do nothing, this high-tech cluster, and then this third kind of a well-being, healthy, happy, green city. Very, very powerful. There was, oh yeah, in the middle, and then two people there. Yep, I'll get you right there in a second. You were in the middle, please go ahead.
It really touches on something that hasn't been mentioned.
Yes.
That is political ideology.
Yes.
Who does it?
Okay.
And the question about the do nothing
Yes.
is really the neoliberal approach
Sure.
of let the market control.
Okay. So you've described the do nothing one, so you're re-emphasizing that. Is there a different one you can see? This is the whole idea.
The different one is risky.
Okay.
It involves governments trying to pick winners. And,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
I don't know how bad
You don't like that either. So what's the third one then? Let me push you.
So the next one is trying to structure something in a broad fashion
Yes.
with perhaps a hub was mentioned.
Okay.
A sustainability hub.
Okay.
A broad strategy
Yes.
that could be put together.
So a cooperative, broad, wholesome, well, integrated many stakeholder strategy versus neoliberal versus a government picks. Three different scenarios, right?
With perhaps the ideal one is
Yeah.
where money is made available, and there's probably guilt money going to be made available from the feds.
Sure.
With what they've done to the car industry.
Okay.
That money could be used to as seed money
Yes.
for getting companies doing what companies do best, that is optimising their own operations, but instead of business as usual, focused on sustainability.
Yep. So incentivizing sustainability with federal guilt money. Fantastic. Over here.
By 2035, all of Geelong's traffic lights will either be gone or they'll be controlled by sensors so that if you're going through at
Yes.
midnight, it'll go green for you.
Yeah. So far more efficient, effective sensors. There. That seems very popular. I have no idea why, but that's okay. Over here and then there.
I just had to put the baton pass to me, but
Yeah, okay,
I mean, what we could do, right, is instead of producing artifacts and products, is actually
Yes.
produce smart people.
Yeah,
so
sure.
invest in education
Yeah.
and get everybody attracted to come to Geelong because we develop people.
Yeah. So it's not just the sustainable new green technologies, it's smart people doing that. There was someone there, I got to wait for you. Someone there was first. Go ahead, then it will come to you. Go ahead, please.
Mine would be very simple, and it would just to see Geelong live up to its potential and become something more than a town that's known for football and
Okay.
a small rural town.
Yep, got it. So that's the default is that one. Here's a new one. Last comment, then next point.
Very, very clear focus of a leadership group on governance, strategy, innovation and finance. Just those four: governance, strategy, innovation and finance.
That's a bit of a strategy. It's okay though. We're thinking through what are the scenarios. So we have actually four scenarios emerge from this quick kind of conversation. Did everyone see them? So one is the whole range, do nothing, default, all the things most people don't like. The second is whether it's government, leadership, groups, federal government, create this smart hub with smart people, with smart green incentivized new technologies. And the third one is really, well, let's look at the changing global market and move towards well-being. So, and health, right? Kind of a resort hub. So three very cool ones. Now the fourth part here, if you're doing this, is this at all possible, right? So I've been working with cities and nations around the world, and yes, it's consistently possible, but you do need some things to change. So I'm going to take a break for about 7 to 9 minutes and pass it to Colin Russo, who worked at the Gold Coast, and he's going to say what was his story actually trying to take meetings like this into a longer term reality. And I think he's right there. How good is that?